Breakfast. It's Tech Talk, Tech Talk, Tech Talk, Tech Talk, Tech Talk, Tech Talk, Tech Talk with Matthew Dickinson.
Have you got a cure for that thing, Matthew?
Gee, I'm not sure if that's the vaccination that's caused me to talk like that, is it?
Yeah, I don't know. Vitamin C and zinc. Anyway, that's brought into that, and they got this thing against about it. Why do we need passwords?
Well, maybe we don't need passwords. That's the question, Richard. It'd be nice not to have to remember passwords. We've got so many things we need passwords for.
Can I go and see this person and give him a what for? Whoever invented passwords? Hey?
Well, the reason we've got passwords is because, believe it or not, I know you're going to find this hard to believe, but there are untrustworthy people in our community. If everyone just could be trusted, yeah, apparently that's true.
No way.
If everyone could just be trusted, not to look at each other's stuff, not to steal from each other's bank accounts, then we wouldn't need passwords. But of course,
none of us cheated in exams, did we? No.
That's exactly right. So,
but if I use my name, why can't I use that as a password?
Yeah, they're the sort of things that are really easy for hackers to get around. There are 579 password attacks across the world every single second of the day. So
we've just had another 500 or whatever.
That's right, every second, 579, another bunch of attacks. And using your name or using something that's familiar to you, your street, your town, all those sorts of things, they're really easy for hackers. Hackers don't actually break into your account with those things. Hackers say that they log into someone's account because they make it so easy for them. Still,
even if you want a password, the password page that you go on to get a password, it says, "Oh no, that's too weak." And you go, "Hang on, I think it was bloody brilliant." So it knows if it's easily hackable, does it?
That's right, and not all places do that, but the good ones do that. They say, no, you're using part of your name, using the same character too many times. Despite all of that, though, the number one password in 2020 was still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up there in the top 5 was my favourite is the word password as a password. So you can just see a Monty Python skit around. What's your password? Password. No, what's your password? They're the sort of things that people create, and so hackers love them.
Well, they probably do that because they think it's too obvious and the hacker won't use it.
They think that, but these are all the simple ones that they just attack. If someone's trying to target someone, they go and look at their social media, they look at their pet's name, they look at the street they live, all those sort of obvious things, and they try all those first before they then go and do what's called a brute force attack, where it just runs through every combination of words and every combination of letters. But Microsoft...
let's get rid of the password. How are we going to get rid of the password?
Yeah, Microsoft have said it's all too hard. We've been advising people for years to make their passwords more complicated, to keep changing them, different passwords for everything. It's too complicated. We give up. What they're doing now is they're saying if you don't want a password, then don't have it. When you try and log into Outlook, for example, or log into Windows or any of the Microsoft facilities, if you turn on passwordless account, then what happens when you log on is you will then be sent a code to your phone with the Microsoft Authenticator app, and then that is your one-time password that will be used for 30 seconds, and then you log on with that. And then if you try and log on with that same password 2 minutes later, it won't work. So effectively, it's just giving you a one-time password every single time. So there'll be no password to type in that you have to remember. It's just based on that code that gets sent to you.
Yeah, that's operative now in some accounts. I think some companies already use that. Check your email or your mobile because we've just set a code number which will only last for 5 minutes or something. Is that similar, is it?
Well, so that's interesting. What you're talking about there is what's called two-factor authentication. In those instances...
Yeah, I know that. I just didn't want to say it.
Yeah, you didn't want to show off, so fair enough. In those instances, you type in a password first, and then it says, I'm not quite sure if you're Richard. I'll just send you a code as well, just to confirm. You get the code, and then you log in. So that's two-factor, but it's similar to what we're talking about with Microsoft. What Microsoft is doing is they're saying, ditch the first step. Don't even have the first step where you type the password in. You type in your login name, might be your email address, for example, and then it will send you a code. So there's no first step. There's no password to even try and remember, because that's where the big security risk happens, when those passwords are too easy. So when they send you that other code, that's the code you use to log in. Now, of course, this is based on the fact that they're assuming that people have an internet connection everywhere. Now, we know that we've got people in your listener range that don't necessarily have ubiquitous internet connection. So in those examples, they wouldn't be able to use it because they wouldn't be able to be sent their password code. Their Authenticator app wouldn't work in that scenario. They do also then go for things like Face ID, Iris ID, fingerprints. So again, that would be the only way to get in. It wouldn't be a password plus your face. It would just be your face. So It's
Okay,
different.
if you want it, what do you do to get this passwordless password?
Yeah, you can actually go in right now. If you've got Microsoft accounts, you can go into the security settings. You can turn on, well, no, go one step back. You need to download the Authenticator app to your mobile phone first and then turn on passwordless account. And that would set that up to start using it straight away, which is a bit scary.
Oh, no, I think it's good. So if I use James Bond, I won't get away with it. Is that what you're telling me?
That's what I'm telling you, yes.
Thanks.
Matthew Dixon.